Hello, Ultrakill lore fans. I come at you today with an incredibly important question. Where did this ice come from? Now, I'm, like, fully serious here. I made a video a few days ago where I mentioned in this level that there's, like, pipes and stuff everywhere. And all the pipes are frozen. But in Prelude, the pipes are all, like, they're all moving lava and blood. And that doesn't freeze into ice, does it? That freezes into frozen blood and rocks. So, where does all the ice come from, I think that's a very interesting question that a lot of people aren't... I haven't really seen anyone talk about this. But, like, where did it come from? Because these levels are meant to be, like, kind of like the same as the the base layers in the game, or like slightly altered versions of them, like after V1 has gone through hell, I guess, how the layers have changed. So what's alive? Get out of here. Thank you. So these levels are meant to be like, oh, look at how the layers changed, I think, or are they even canon? They might not even be canon. I don't know. My little baby monkey brain can't even figure out if these levels are canon or not at this point. But I just want to talk about, like, some ideas, some game theories that people had, and some of my own little game theories. Because I think it's very interesting. Talk about, like, hey, where did these... where did it come from? Huh? Who put the ice here? So, I saw someone had the theory of, like, oh, it could just be, like, water from Limbo, and, like... I'm gonna have to say, like, I don't agree, because the Limbo water it's not real. It is not real water. I parried. I pressed the punch button. God fucking damn it. But the Limbo water isn't real, so it wouldn't make sense that it turns into ice unless, like, the ice is also fake. And also, like, I think, like, the reasoning for why there would be, like, Limbo water is decent, because it's like, oh, like, at this point in the game, like, we would have beaten Treachery, right? So V1 would have completed its, like, descent through hell. And we have no idea how that's going to end, but basically, like, the idea is, like, oh, hell just starts folding in on itself, right? Because you've just damaged it, like, so much. Which is a cool theory? I don't know how much I believe it, because then I feel like we would have seen that more in these levels. Because we don't really see hell folding in on itself, like, at all in 0-E and 1-E, like, at all. Like, it's just not a thing that we see. I mean, I guess we kind of see it with, like, the individual levels of folding in on themselves. But in terms of, like, layers, we do not see any, like, layer, really. Other than, I guess, like, little bits in 1-E where it shows, like the panels work in the same tech as the Prelude. How the fuck did I do that? Damn, okay. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, so, like, I don't know how much I subscribe to that belief, because then, like, I guess, like, the water could come from, like, Wrath or something, but that would be, like, a big leap. So I don't know. I don't think so. And then I guess it does immediately turn back into, like, oh, look, it's lava again. So... It's not water, because it turns right back into lava when it heats up. So what is it? I mean, I saw another theory being like, oh, it's just like, maybe it could just be like deoxygenated blood, and like, I think that would be a very cool, like, metaphor for, like, oh, hell is dying, like, even the blood is, like, dying. It would be a cool metaphor. But that's not how blood works. It doesn't... What the fuck was that? It doesn't turn blue when it gets... It just goes like it's slightly like less red. So that would be a very cool idea in theory, but in practice that would make zero sense at all. In any way. So while I like the idea in concept, the idea of it being like, oh, it's demonstrated blood, that's why it's blue, yeah, no, that doesn't check out in my book. I hate to break it. Can these guys die? Like, they're so fucking tanky. Fucking radiant enemies, goddamn. So, like, what else could it be, you know? Very important question. What else could the ice be? This is a big one. Treachery. It could be. Since this is, like, after Treachery, this could be, like, you know, maybe this is what Treachery is like. Because Treachery is, like, an ice world. But you know what I mean. Treachery is, like, icy in Dante's Inferno. That's how it works. At least I'm reasonably sure that's how it works. I haven't actually read it for myself. But I've heard that it is an ice world. So, maybe the ice is just what Treachery is like. Who knows? But then, if the ice is what Treachery is like, why is, you know, why is there no ice in 1-E and it's just in 0-E? That doesn't really check out for me. So, as cool as it would be if Lakitu was like, oh, you know, this is what Treachery's going to be like. Here's like a little sneak preview of Treachery. I don't subscribe to this theory. But it would be very cool. And it's going to make a good title. You know what I'm saying? Like you understand what I'm getting at? Damn, I punched him in the face. Can you, like, get out of here? So, okay. As much as I don't believe it's any of these things, I do have one personal game theory. If we look at both 0-E and 1-E, they both start out as polar opposites to how they are in the base game. You know, 0-E starts out frozen and cold, whereas in base game, Prelude is very warm. And then halfway through the level, they change to an incredibly, like, over-exaggerated version of their layer in-game. So, again, 0-E becomes so hot, even V1 can't survive in it. And 1-E goes from being, you know, devoid of all color to flipping through all of the different, like, skyboxes to show, like, just how much the illusion is breaking down. Just like how in 1-3, the panels are falling off the wall to show, like, hey, the illusion of Limbo is breaking. And then this level is just, like, massively exaggerating that fact. Like, the illusion is broken. It's completely broken down. I like this idea of, like, the first half of the level is, like, a very polar opposite to how the layer is in-game. Can I move? Holy shit. I like the idea that the first half of the level is like a polar opposite to how the layer is in-game. And then the second half is like this incredibly over-exaggerated, like, desolate version of the layer. Again, you know, 0-E is polar opposite by being ice, and then over-exaggerated by being incredibly hot. And then 1-E is opposite by being very colorless and grey. And then it gets over-exaggerated by it flicking through all the different things. So maybe, like, 2-E is gonna be like, you know, like the first half is like the city of Lust is completely broken, like it's a ruined city, and then halfway through it becomes like a labyrinth of a city, right? Oh, I didn't pick it up. You know what I mean? It just becomes a total like mess, like a city that no one would ever live in because it's impossible to get around or something. And then Gluttony could start off like the level like it's dead. Like even Gluttony is like just dead. Like the living parts have died. And then it moves on to like a very like a I was supposed to say a more extreme like amalgamated form of light, but it's already very extreme. Maybe you could turn into like it is alive. It starts moving. The rooms start like shifting around. I don't know. Something like that. Like, you know, like Greed starts out like there's no gold in Greed anymore, and then like everything becomes gold, and you start taking like consistent damage because by touching like the walls and the floor, it's you know like this is just my little game theory. If you have ideas, then let me know in the comments, because I think this is like a very interesting line of thinking, something to talk about. I've never seen anyone come up with like real reasons as to why the Encore levels are like this. I mean, I'm probably just not looking hard enough, but you know, I've never seen people come up with like, hey, why is Encore like that, you know? Why is it so weird? And I think it's a very interesting question. Like, why is Encore like this? Why is it so unlike everything in this game? Get over it. Now, let me just kill this guy, because fuck Hideous Mass in this level. Actually, like, the worst. But yeah, you know, if you have theories, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I am interested to hear the theories. Because they are just there. They are just theories. They're not right or wrong. We have no idea what's going on in this fucking video game at this point. And we're not gonna know for like 3 years until this game is fit. Okay. But yeah, like, we're not gonna know for like a very long time until this game is finished. Which kind of sucks. But whatever, what can you do about it? Not a whole lot. No, fuck this room. So yeah, you know, that's my little game theory. I don't think it's like lore-based. I think it's a lot more like for the metaphor. Because Hikida, you know, he likes doing that. He likes doing metaphors. Being like, oh, look at this. Like look at me go. Wow, look how artistic and symbolic this... What the fuck? Why are you alive? Okay. You know what I mean? Hikito's a very, like, artsy person. I feel like it would be... Come on. Thank you. It would be very, like, in character of him to do something like that and make the whole thing, like, a big metaphor. So I think that holds a little bit of weight. I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments and whether I'm a big total idiot or not.